Hey, it's Mr. Random Pop Culture News Figure, aka Mr. Anywhere Rain. You guys in Wrestling After Short, this channel. Links in the description box down below, all the channel information, AOL symbols down below, all the good stuff, yada yada yada. Links to the original story for this as well. Anyways, I had to get in the mood for this one, man. Big time. I'll be honest with you. 100 quadrillion % honest to God truth with you, for you guys, with you guys. And I'm playing some music in the background. Got a credits due to Pendo46. Made this on diss track thing. Hopefully, I don't get a copyright claim or strike for playing this in the background. But the beat definitely sounds like Marshall Mathers, aka Eminem. I used to go, as he used to go by when I was still in elementary and middle school, way back in the day. Pretty much all three of them. I don't know if he's going by M or just Slim. And he's, I got so many personas, it's ridiculous. Man needs no introduction at all. Not gonna worship him like he was a rap guy, because he was. And he still is. There's certain people he is. And of course, I've heard a little bit of dark side stuff to it back in the day. But this thing goes really hard, man. Shoot, hits, it's a slap, it's a bop. Whatever Gen Z says nowadays, I'm not sure. But Eminem celebrates 16 years of sobriety by showing off his new clip or chip, whatever it was. It's kind of crazy though. But anyways, this is gonna be talking about alcohol stuff. So hopefully YouTube doesn't take this crap down. I'm not saying that drugs and alcohol is a good thing to do. You should consume a consumption. Example, hypothetically speaking, like example, freaking YouTube algorithm or anyone that tries to flag this video, because I'm not talking about and condoning it or anything. It's an extremely bad thing. Of course, it should be, but unfortunately, some people are going to do it regardless, sadly. So sadly, I have no control over that. It's whatever. In government, sometimes I wish I had control over it, but at the end of the day, it's should have their own free will, but to a certain extent, not like that. Anyways, good news, good positive news. I'm probably going to do this one in a separate video because it's PS5 related, but I'm kind of scared of doing it because it has things to do with people like the algorithm taking copyright strikes and copyright claims if people talk about this. Think about the Sony PS5 console. It's going to be like 2 weeks old by the time I talk about it. I don't care. I haven't talked about nothing Sony related, I feel like, in the past 2 or 2.5 months. It feels long. A long ass time since I've talked about it. But anyways, this comes from Vanessa and Tia. Atani and Tia. I think it's Tiana. I think that you might be silent. Yeah. It's because they're taller. Tini or Tiana. Vanessa and Tiana. So I rarely ever read from Yahoo New Zealand that much. It's pretty rare. Says, yeah, Eminem, yeah, I'm glad. I mean, granted, nowadays, especially my time, I'm not even going to get into that hornet's nest. If any of those big, ginormously, hugely wide-ass, overpopulated, crazy cults, I gotta give credit to this other dude, very big drama T-channel named Acheetos. Not a Tozy, but another dude named Acheetos. I'll leave the link to his video. He said a mouthful, and he's way younger than me. Because when he was in elementary school, I was already barely, like, started my community college day, my freshman year, back in 09. So he's way younger than me. He's probably going to be like 19, 20, 21 or something. I'm 35, so he's way young enough to be almost... He would have been maybe 2 years younger than that. He would have been young enough to be my freaking son almost. But anyways, let's truly begin without the yapping and BSing. Good news. I rarely ever talk about good news, especially celebrity artists, and especially the big three. If you talk anything bad about the huge big three like Lady GaGa or especially Beyonce and Taylor Swift, I'm staying massively far the hell away from those three. Because if you talk one tiny little bad thing about it, it's like an atomic nuclear boom EMP thing ready to explode. You talk anything bad about them, the ravaged fans will rip you. They'll probably more than just rip my throat out. They'll probably rip every single part of my body. As crazy as it sounds. So I'm never going to talk about those three ever on the channel. If I do, it'll probably be in my backup channel. 51-year-old, there you go. Now let's truly dive headfirst in this. 51-year-old rapper previously had near fatal OD, unfortunately. 2007 was a wake-up call, motivated him to get sober. Eminem, I knew him as some Shady back in the days, or Shady. I mean, he's the one that got those other two big, ginormous ass people to get big, besides 50 Cent, was Kendrick Lamar, and then somebody else too, I don't know. Big time stuff back in the day. And the whole G thing way back then. That's how old my age is shown, but these were really big heavy hitters back in the day in rap and hip hop mainstream at that time. Saturday, April 20th, Lose Yourself. The Lose Yourself rapper 51 marked his 16 years of sobriety, sharing the milestone on Instagram with fans. Of course, hopefully not rabid fans. The Grammy winner, who was born Marshall Mathers, posted a video of him holding a new chip commemorating the achievement. The comment section caption list was filled with a message of support and congratulations for the rap artist. And it goes there. "We're all proud of you for being 16 years sober strong." The little like arm strength emoji thing. Reads a note from the fan account signed Stanison? Hopefully I guess. Stansonian. "Great decision you made, brother. We're all proud of you. Love, fellow rapper Dylan Godfrey wrote. DTG. Got everyone from Gen Z. I've never heard any of these other ones. I don't keep up with rap hip hop anymore. I haven't kept up with this since probably like 2011 or 2012. Very long ass time. As Eminem previously shared a near fatal OD in 2007, was a wake-up call inspiring to sober to taking 20 pills a day. God, man, that's insane. So he was, and Grant Alex gets thoughts, views, and opinions. But I have a super massive long story time. All the music I listen to this dude, man. A whole bunch of music I listen to from this dude. This is quote: "I remember when I first got all sober and shit, it was out of my system. I remember just being really happy. And everything was fucking new to me again." Said to Paul Rosenberg's Paul Podcast 122. I don't know what that is. He sounds like a dude from the Grand Theft Auto Vice City games from back in the day because his last name was Rosenberg. That's funny. But on a serious note, I'm glad he got sobriety. Sadly, the other dude that I looked up to hardcore big time, like Eminem, was the other dude, Bam Margera from Viva La Bam and Jackass. I've talked about it massive amounts of times in the show, maybe like 4 times at the most. On top of crediting for his kids' biological... Oh, yeah. I remember that. His other 2 kids used to talk about him as like Haley and Lainey, yeah. And his 2 adopted children, Alani and Stevie, kept with keeping him sober. Eminem also replaced, quote, addiction with exercise. Okay, cool. This is him talking himself, the real Marshall Mathers, aka the real Slim Shady. Please stand up. Back in the day, man. "When I got out of rehab, quotation marks, got out of rehab, I needed to lose weight, but I also needed to figure out a way for functioning sober." The rapper told Men's Journal in 2015, quote, "Once I was blitzed out of my mind, I had trouble sleeping, so I started running it and gave it me a natural endorphin high, but also helped me sleep, so I was perfect," unquote. Eminem added, quote, "It's easy to understand how people replace addiction with exercise, one addiction from another, but that's the good for them," unquote. If you or somebody knows struggling with that, the abusiveness, unfortunately, please contact hotline at 1-800 yada yada, People News, yada yada. Yeah, that's it. And so, not really thoughts, views, opinions, speculations, more just viewpoints and opinions at the hardest. I have a lot of old school story time with this. I'm not trying to get super ultra negative, but I'm surprised I wasn't 33 or 666 or 233 or 888, the dragon eating his tail on it. But I'm not getting the tinfoil conspiracy theory shit with this, because there's a fuck ton of old school videos. I know YouTube probably took a lot of those down from 2009 to 2013. And the whole expose stuff of this and that, the shadowy government, shadow organizations. Some of the stuff that he sadly may have been a part of. Some people say, "Oh, the dude was cloned and it wasn't really him, it was this and that." And like, how they do with politics nowadays. But I'm not even getting that at all, period. Unless I don't have the knowledge for that either, and I don't really care. Never go a rat's butthole about that. And this dude's been through so much. So freaking much. I'm glad he's still alive. 51 years old. So he's not old enough to be my dad, because my dad was like in his 60s, but man. I'm old enough to be almost my uncle. Anyways, that's crazy, bro. It really is. This is in 2020 in January. The dude's been through a shit ton. I know the dude's probably a billionaire now, but when he first started, my God, I remember so freaking vividly clear story time for you guys on holy freaking shit on a stick, man. I remember me and my friends, man, in middle school especially, before I even got into high school, man, like, everybody worshipped the crap out of this dude. He's challenged so much of the mainstream media, censorship and all that. He was, almost to me personally, as crazy as it sounds, was arbiter treatment for, I don't know, a couple dark, sinister stuff about, not him, but the forces behind him and stuff. Let's just say that the powers that be. It's unfortunate, man. Not gonna say he sold out. He may have. I don't know. God forbid if he did, because Sally knows where he's going after this life's over. Because some of my boy RB says there's another life after this. I know a lot of the monotheists and atheists are going to massively disagree with me, especially if I have any subscribers that are those two. But I gotta say how it is. There's another life. I hope there's 3 other places. Of course, you got heaven, and you got the typical ones, that one, and hell. I hope there's limbo too. I truly believe and hope that there's a limbo somewhere. As far as that goes, yeah. So much of his music was OG controversial. You have this, especially Gen Zers. You probably were a little bit too young to remember this, but unless you had an older brother or sister, that was like a millennial like I was. Holy crap, I used to bump the shit out of his music on the CDs that my friends used to let me borrow, because that time I had very strict, conservative Christian parents, so I could not listen to none of his music. It was like a big, big, big no-no for me. Not a big no-no for me, but a big no-no to my family at the time. Still living with them like 16 years ago. Like, Jesus Christ, bro, dang. It was a big, massive no-no. He made fun of everyone. His music, his first 2 albums, would be a big, big no-no nowadays. Huge, big no-no nowadays, especially with how it nowadays we got cancel culture and censorship all over the place and CCP and all that. I'm not gonna get into a whole thing about clickbait and hate bait or outrage bait from like any of this other stuff that's out there, because I'm doing this is very, very fucking late. Some say the clock. I'll probably have this up on a Wednesday, and I said I wasn't gonna do anything Wednesday. Follow me on Twitter X, but it'll be a repeat at least. The dude has so much ultra clout, man, and it's crazy. Gen Alpha's probably not gonna know anything about him. They'll probably have to go on Google, probably have to go into other places like either Firefox or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo, who knows? That's 3 places. But dude, man, this dude changed so many things. I think he was the reason that the parental advisory sticker on CD players, I'm aging the shit out of myself doing this video, but whatever. So old man, boomer, millennial act like, but whatever. It has to be known. But this dude, he paved the way for so many other artists that are out there, like so many. I mean, now back in the day when profanity and vulgarity in the 90s and 80s, late early 90s, and before I was born, like 1985 to like 1999, before and after I was born, that's when they started using profanity and vulgarities and underground rap hip hop. And then by the time, I think either before or after I started high school or after I finished high school, like that became the mainstream thing. You didn't, if any of you guys remember LimeWire and HD Freeze and all that shit, or Polar Freeze, and those places are gone now. They're probably dead and gone. They're internet websites you can never go to again. You can probably find it on, like, if you go on the freaking, not internet store, what the hell am I talking about? If you go on, like, the Wayback Time Machine, you can probably find pictures of those 2 places. Granted, it was really, really bad because you were stealing people's music illegally back in the day. That was a very, very bad thing. Not gonna lie, way back in the day, I used to use that for my MP3 player bunch. I was 18 to about 21 years old. I did that a bunch back then. And then the last one I did it was 2012, and after that, they shut the servers down for good. And I listened to a shit ton of his music, and I still listen to other stuff, the old school stuff in the 90s and early mid-late 2000s. Anything before 2014 at least. Mainly a lot of like Chicano, like rap hip hop music from way back in the day. Stuff like Kid Frost, super old school shit like the MBs, and then maybe a shit ton of Spanish Latino, like American, like Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, California, like sort of like bounce West Coast G-funk type stuff. I listen to that, and of course I listen to a bunch of video games and anime music too, occasionally. Not as much I did the anime music like I did before, but back in the day I used to listen to frick ton more. Because that was literally my addiction big time when it came to music like that. And last but not least, I remember he did so many controversial songs back in the day, talked shit about his mother, and he talked crap ton of stuff about other mainstream media celebrities that were big at that time, like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Jennifer Lopez, the ones that were real big at that time, like Ricky Martin, the boy bands in Sync, and other fools like New Kids on the Block, even stuff before I was around. And Vanilla Ice, he talked shit about a bunch of those fools. Yeah, that's all I got to say for now. I'm out of here. Cutting out short. Peace out, dudes. Goodbye. Stay extra safe, stay cautious. See you on the flip side. Goodbye. Going out. Stay extra safe out there. See you in the next video.